looking now at a number of further ideas which we can work up into targeted proposals. Okay, the second area, technology-inspired innovation. And this is all about maintaining the core expertise and leading-edge technologies on which UK business growth is dependent, and producing a pipeline of future technology. Again, we've identified key technology areas, and we're in the process of developing strategies to address these. That list is probably not going to be different in any advanced nation, whereas the previous challenge list will be more focused around specific UK capabilities. And again, we are in the process of developing the underpinning strategies, the priorities within each of those. And we have at the moment the high-value manufacturing strategy on the web, so that one's been completed, and the others are coming. Okay, the third area, innovation climate. And here we're trying to foster a national confidence in the power of innovation to create opportunities and to raise sustainable economic growth. And also having a commitment to make this happen. And it's here that two of the terms which you've heard about fairly often up till now come in. First of all, knowledge transfer networks. What we have done is to consolidate a series of national networks in fields of technology or business application. The list comes next, which we as a Technology Strategy Board fund, which bring together business, research bodies, finance community and other interested parties in order to stimulate knowledge exchange, in order to provide information out to the community on opportunities, funding opportunities from us, from Framework 7 and from other sources, but also for the business community to feed back to us what are their strategic priorities. We're looking for them to help us develop the strategies which identify these underpinning areas. And so far, we've got something like 30,000 organisations involved in knowledge transfer networks. That's the list which we've currently got. Again, it's worth noting that that list includes some highly sectorally focused activities like aerospace and defence, but also includes genuinely cross-cutting technologies such as industrial mathematics. And also, the most recently established was on creative industries, where again we're looking to extend from the traditional domain of the DTI, which is, if you like, where we came from, into recognising the world now has a whole range of requirements. And again, we've seen that very much this morning in terms of the presentations we've seen. Okay, knowledge transfer partnerships, as Ian Pearson said, the teaching company scheme. It's been going for something like over 30 years now, so it's been long established. The idea is that you team up a business and a academic department with strength in academic. You then get an associate, a recently qualified individual to work in the business, solving a business problem, but overseen by the academic. And something like a third of these are in business process. So this is not just technology, this is genuinely innovation in the broader sense of that term. And they do represent, for some businesses, a real opportunity to bring in innovation will solve specific problems as they go along the way. We've been specifically tasked to double the number of knowledge transfer partnerships. At the moment, they run typically for 18 months, they can be between 12 months and 3 years. We're looking to double the number of these and also introduce short duration ones, running up to, say, 40 weeks or so. And they're more likely to be tackling tactical issues within the businesses rather than strategic ones. May well be a good introduction for small SMEs that don't quite feel they want to commit or can't commit to a 2-year programme, or which indeed want to actually get some support from the knowledge base and may want to build on that to do something more substantial later. We're in the process of working that up. We're going to be working with the regions to do this. So again, it's a real opportunity. Okay, I mean, since you're largely a business audience, I put up there the benefits to business of KTPs. I could put up a similar slide that shows the benefits to academia, which is in terms of identifying business problems for teaching, published papers and so forth. Okay, I'll now go on briefly to how to engage with us. We deliver our strategy primarily through 3 mechanisms: collaborative R&D competitions, knowledge transfer networks and knowledge transfer partnerships. And I'm going to focus on R&D because I've already said something about the other two. Our core criteria for investment: does the UK have a capacity to develop and exploit the technology? That will mean, do we have businesses with potential routes to market? If relevant, do we have a strong science base to draw on? Is there right potential for impact in the right time frame? We're not looking to fund just basic research. There's several billion going into the research base from the Research Council for that. We're not looking to fund product development. We're in that in-between space. Is there a large global market opportunity? We're looking for the money we've got to invest, the maximum payback. And can we add value? This word additionality, would it occur without us? Because if it would, as taxpayers, why are we wasting our money putting it into it? So we've got to identify something will not occur unless we intervene. Now, there could be risky research, which we reduce the risk by co-partnering. It could be getting different parts of government to work together to provide a more coherent input. But we've got to have a role. We've got to add some value. An ideal project, well, there is no such thing, really, because they are all different. But we're generally looking for a business-driven consortium addressing a innovation challenge, but where there's a clear commercial opportunity, and they've got the capacity to develop and exploit it. We're looking for realistic project deliverables and applications that open up significant market opportunities. All that's coming back to the criteria I showed before. And ideally a project which reaches beyond the consortium with a wider benefit. The projects we support typically would be £1 to £2 million total, of which we typically fund half. The amount depends slightly on to what extent it's fundamental or demonstration, but typically we fund half. A typical project lasts 3 years, but we support projects or activities between £15,000 and £100 million, and we have projects lasting from a few months to 4 or 5 years. So there is a very wide range within that. We do insist on them being collaborative, on having partners, and there has to be at least one business partnering either with one or more other businesses or with an academic partner. Academic partners aren't essential, but where they're appropriate, we very much encourage them. I think that sort of, one of the other presenters touched on intellectual property. We insist that the partners have their own intellectual property agreement, but all we wish to know is that exists. We don't have any interest ourselves in the intellectual property generated. Indeed, if we did have an interest, we'd have to pay VAT, so we don't want to pay that. So we've got a good incentive